If you're new to meditating, I'm going to share my practice with you in order that you can just copy it until you find a practice of your own. If you ask 5 different people how to meditate, you're going to get 5 different answers. It's a very unique practice and everyone does it slightly differently. But today I'm going to walk you through my very simple daily meditation.
I've just woken up and it is time to meditate.
So in order to set the mood, I get up, I light my candle, sometimes I put on some soft music, and then I gently, when I'm ready, come here to sit down and start my meditation. I have been meditating for about a year and my practice has definitely changed from when I began to where I am now. I meditate for about 10 minutes. Sometimes I like to do a little bit longer. Sometimes I'll do 10 minutes in the morning, and later on in the day, if I just want to come back and meditate for a while, I'll do another 10-20 minutes then. Meditation is a really personal practice. I think everyone does it slightly differently. There'll be things that work for me that won't work for you. But just in order to get you started, I will tell you what I do, walk you through it step by step. And as you start to do it yourself, you'll figure out what feels nice, what doesn't, and you will change it to your own practice. Okay, let's go. Okay, so let's get started. Before I meditate, I get comfortable. I like to sit here just because it's a little space that I've dedicated for reading, my journaling, my meditation. I like to cross my legs. You don't have to if that doesn't feel good for you. And I just take a few moments to take some intentional breaths. Intentional breaths for me are full breaths that not only does my stomach expand when I breathe in, but also my rib cage and my whole lung area. So feeling like I'm taking full breaths that are completely filling up my body. And instantly I start to feel a little bit more relaxed, a little bit calmer. I just find breathing is soothing. And after I've taken a few breaths, there's no right or wrong amount. It really depends on what works for you. But after a few breaths, sometimes I like to put a hand on my heart and a hand on my stomach. So we'll just take a couple of those. And then when I feel that I'm ready, I just close my eyes. I either put my hands down if I want to feel a little bit more grounded, or I put my palms up if I'm looking for just a little bit more energy. Meditation is all about clearing your mind, and that's a very difficult thing to do. So it's good to have something to focus on. So when I close my eyes and my thoughts start coming and going, as soon as I'm aware that I have moved from thinking of my breath, I just bring it back. And so it doesn't matter what your mind is doing or what your thoughts are doing, as long as when you catch them, you just bring it back to thinking about your breath. I actually used to just think about a star. I still do that sometimes. There's no reason behind it. I just find it, I like it, it's nice. So close your eyes. And in order to clear my mind, as I said, I used to focus on a star, and whenever my mind would wander, I just bring it back to the star. Lately, I have been detaching my human self from my higher self, I guess, or the more spiritual side. And so I find it easier to clear my head by sitting on a wall, if you like. So my higher self, or my spirit side of myself, is sitting on a wall behind me. And so I'm watching this human version of me have these thoughts. And so I'm just watching someone have these thoughts. And in my mind, when I'm watching me, the thoughts are here. And then there's me having these thoughts. And I'm just sitting behind it and observing. And I find that's a really easy way to not think of anything, because all I'm doing is I'm observing what's going on in front of me. And because these thoughts almost don't belong to me, they belong to the human version of me, I'm not getting carried away with them. I'm not chasing the thoughts. I'm not following the thoughts. I'm just letting this person have these thoughts, this human version of me have these thoughts, while I'm just observing. But whatever works for you, that might not be something that you're comfortable with. It really doesn't matter. As long as every time you catch your mind wandering, you just bring it back to the present. And it really doesn't matter if you are 7 minutes into your meditation and suddenly you're like, oh, I haven't been concentrating at all. That's fine, as long as when you do catch yourself, that you just bring it back to the present. Some days I'm really good at clearing my mind. Some days it's really messy and I'm terrible at it. But that's why they call it a practice. Every day is different. Some days I could sit here for an hour and some days 10 minutes is too much. So it really just depends, and it's entirely up to you how long you sit for. Sometimes throughout the day, if I want to meditate again, I do that, and sometimes I can do 15 minutes or 20 minutes, but in the morning I just do 10 minutes. Once my alarm goes off, I have a gentle alarm, I don't have a big blaring alarm to bring me out of my meditation, open my eyes and come back into my day, and come back into the present. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.